The purpose of this video is to assist students in formatting a Google document in MLA formatting guidelines. So go ahead and open up a blank document and you can get started with me. First of all, the one thing that you have to do is set the default settings, because when you first open a Google document, there are some settings that do not correspond with MLA. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change the text of the entire document to Times New Roman 12.5. So go up to the ribbon, and this is before you do anything else. Find Times New Roman, change your font size to 12. There you go. The next thing you need to do is format your paper so that it's completely double spaced throughout. Right now it's probably set at a default of 1 space or 1.15 space. So let's go to Format up on the ribbon, drop down box, scroll down to line spacing, find double, and there you go. All right, so now we have 1-inch margins double spaced throughout our paper. The next thing you need to do is include a running header up in the top right-hand side of your screen. A running header should appear throughout every page of your document. It should include your last name and the page number. So let's go up to the ribbon, hit Insert, open the drop-down box, scroll down to page number. You'll see that we have options there. We want our page number to be in the top right-hand corner, and we want it to appear in every page. So I'm going to scroll up, select this one here you see on the screen, and it goes ahead and imports a page number on the page. Now you need your last name to appear on the left-hand side of the page number, so I'm going to arrow over on my keyboard, type my last name, making sure it's capitalized, put a space in between them, and now your last name and the page number will appear on every page from this point forward. Notice that I am still within the 1-inch margin. That's where the runner head goes. Nothing in your paper goes above the 1-inch margin except for that running header. So what you need to do is click down on the bottom of the paper so you're below that imaginary line there. And we're ready to get started. In MLA, you need to have a header on the left-hand side that includes 4 items. The first item will be your name in regular position, your teacher's name, the title of your course, and then the date in military format. So you will put in 22 September 2016, and this is how it will appear. Notice that my paper is double spaced throughout. I hit enter, and now I'm ready to put the title of my paper in. The title of your paper has to be centered on the page, so I'm going to go up to the ribbon, click the Center tab. I'm going to type my title here. There you go. Make sure that every word in your title is capitalized except for indefinite articles and prepositional phrases. Make sure that if you have a subtitle that you put a colon in between your title and subtitle. I'm going to hit enter now, and I'm still in the middle of my page, but my paper has to be on the left margin, so I'm going to go ahead and click at the top on the left margin. My cursor moves over, and now I'm ready to type my paper here. Now, as you probably already know, every paragraph in your paper needs to be indented 5 spaces. So I am actually on the left-hand margin. I'm going to hit the Tab key, and now I'm ready to type my paper. All right, so now I have my introduction in my paper. Every time I get to the end of a sentence, I include the punctuation. I just continue typing, and Google Documents will automatically take me down to the next line. So let's go ahead and scroll down. And there's the end of my introduction. So I'm ready to begin my body paragraph. I hit enter. Notice I'm on the left-hand margin. I want to make sure that I indent this paragraph, so I hit tab on my keyboard. And now I am ready to include my body paragraphs. All right, so again, I'm ready to include my body paragraph. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and I've included them here. Notice that each body paragraph is indented. Notice that my running header continues throughout the paper, but there's nothing else in that 1-inch margin. There's my first body paragraph. There's my second body paragraph. And depending on how many body paragraphs, that will continue on. It just so happens in this sample paper you have 2 body paragraphs, so now I move down to my conclusion. And my paper stops here. Now, the next thing that you have to be sure to do is include your Works Cited page onto your paper, and that has to be on the last page. Now, this is extremely important, so I'm going to take an opportunity to actually read the text that's on your screen. I'm going to begin here where you see the cursor. It says, once you've finished your paper, you need to include a page break and begin your works cited page. Do not hit enter until you get to the next page because your formatting will be off. You should always include the page break because this ensures that no matter what edits you make in your paper, the works cited page will always begin at the top of the last page of your paper. So with my cursor here, I'm going to go up to the ribbon. I'm going to go to the insert key. I'm going to scroll down to page break, and notice when I hit page break, it takes me to the beginning of the next page. So there I am at the top of page 4. This is where you're going to include your works cited. That is a title, so you need to make sure that's centered. Technically, this is your bibliography, but in MLA, the title of the bibliography is works cited. Notice that I don't put it in any other type of font. I don't increase or decrease the font or put it bold-face type or anything. I just center it on the page just like you see here. I hit enter, and now I'm ready to include my citations. All citations need to be on the left-hand margin, so up on the ribbon, I want to make sure I hit the left align tab, and now I'm ready to include my citations. In MLA, all your citations should have a hanging indent. What that means is that all citations must begin on the left margin, but if the citation is longer than one line, then all subsequent lines after the first one need to be indented 5 spaces. So if we use this as an example, technically on this page, I would have 4 citations. The first one being here, the next one being here, here, and here. However, you do have to format this on your own. So let me take an opportunity to show you how you would make sure that the formatting is applied in a Google document. So what I need to do again is I need to make sure that there's a hanging indent on all subsequent lines after the first one. So if my first citation begins here and ends here, I need to indent these lines. So I'm going to type my cursor there, hit my tab key and move that over. Type my cursor there, hit the tab key and move it over. I'm going to do the same thing for all subsequent citations on this page. I'm actually typing at the beginning of that word. There might be times where you actually have to type or click at the end of the citation and hit enter and then tab over depending on how you've actually input the text into this paper. Now, there are several things that you have to remember about the works cited page. All of those are listed here. I want to talk about the alphabetical order based on the first word of the citation. It just so happens that in this particular sample works cited that all of the citations begin with the same words, all citations. So they would appear like this. Now, to place them in alphabetical order, I then look at the next word. So I have an M for must, an M for must, an N for need, and an S for should. So it looks like it's pretty good. The N and the S are definitely in the correct position, but I need to check to make sure that I have the first and second one correct, because for these I need to move to the 4th word for alphabetical order. So the 4th word is H for have and F for follow. So that means that this particular citation here actually needs to go before the one before it. So I'm going to take that out, delete that extra space that I accidentally put in there. I'm going to paste this one here, making sure that I fix all my spacing. And so now my entire works cited page is in alphabetical order. Please feel free to return to this video at any time to assist you. The last thing that I need to do is just title my paper up here. And I maybe would type research paper or whatever the title is. And then you transfer this or you submit it to your teacher.